It's episode 7 of The Detective and a Doctor, covering Rizzoli Isles, season 4, episode 7, All for One. What was that?
Alright, so this episode was about nothing.
About friendship.
Yeah. A dude gets hit by a car in the beginning of the episode.
Which is irony, because he's a driver's ed teacher.
Exactly.
Although I would have loved to hit my driver's ed teacher. The first one, not the second one.
We had the same driver's ed teacher the first time.
He found Viagra in his system, but his wife had just had a baby. So he obviously wasn't taking this Viagra for his wife. And we find out that he had been
bribing
sexually
his students?
Right, it was sexual harassment of his students by bribing them to up their grades or to give them better grades in general if they
would
asked his D.
Exactly. He would
blow
take away their D if they sucked his D. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, his wife and him have 3 kids. I'm pretty sure this was about our driver's ed teacher.
3 kids under the age of 4. Mara sees these 3 girls at the crime scene, like standing behind the fence, and I guess there was a reporter bothering them. So she goes over to these 3 girls, and it turns out later on that this other girl is in a coma because she OD'd on codeine, and these 3 girls were friends with the girl in a coma.
Yeah. And
they bring these, I guess later on they bring these 3 girls in for questioning, and they all have the same story. They all confess to hitting this dude.
They all stuck together, which means they couldn't charge any of them because they could only really charge the driver with the crime.
Even when they brought them back in to be like, tell me the real story, they still all said the same thing.
Mm-hmm. We also had Jane tear what was it, her metatarsals?
She sprained her...
You know what that means?
Pulled
you know
a muscle in her ankle.
I know, but do you know what metatarsals are? This part of your foot.
Yeah, that's what I did. Jane hurts herself, and the only person she essentially will listen to about the whole thing is Mara. She even gave Mara a hard time at the beginning, though.
Mm-hmm. Frankie threatened to knock her out, so
they could move her.
They could give her some treatment, take her to the hospital. Not really in this episode too much, except for them yelling at her and like desk work here and there. And it was because Angie Harmon in real life
tore all the ligaments in her foot.
Yeah. Jane's
car got taken from her to give to the drug unit.
Yeah.
So Angela gives her car for Jane to use, and Angela's car is ridiculous.
We like nothing. Some of the humor that was there.
You was skanked though.
That was my favorite. That's so bad. And this was a lot about bullying, because that's why she took the codeine, was because she's being bullied online.
By her teacher and by all of her classmates.
Was it by her teacher? No,
they said that her teacher was the one that had posted on all of this, on like the Candidgram, the one that had sent himself the email.
They found out they didn't.
Was them badgering Jane the entire time.
Yeah, that was funny.
Bad.
That was, yeah, that's kind of the only... And then I liked also with Frost and the girl, and how Angela just came over and started pulling a mom on him. And then Forsyth came in and also pulled a dad on him.
It's like, shouldn't you be back at work?
Hey,
how's your meeting going?
How's your quick meeting going? Did we dislike everything else? I didn't like the whole story the girls told, and you're just like, you guys are so full of it. Like...
It was weak.
Yeah.
It was definitely a filler.
And then there was no resolution to the episode. We didn't find out which one of them killed him.
Stand by your friends and do whatever
you
can
to the dumbest song I've ever heard in my life. It was not good. The episode was just not
weak.
Good. Predictions?
I have no predictions.
I have none either, because this was a filler episode. It was very obvious it was a filler episode.
And there's nothing really big going on this week to have predictions.
No.
This season.
No.
Because the whole Patty Doyle thing is out of the way, so there's really no predictions for anything.
Except for, you said her sister's going to live with her. That's coming up.
I think that's next week's episode.
And obviously Angie still has a broken foot, and is going to have a broken foot.
Well, they took time off. They took a couple weeks off. So Angie's foot could heal.
After this episode they did it?
So she might not be on crutches next week.
That's stupid. Okay, what are you rating it?
I'm giving it a 5.
I give it a 4. The sub-story of her breaking her foot, I think, was meh, because she wasn't there. And then the DDA or whatever she is was there.
I don't know if she was a DDA or if she was replacing Kavanaugh. Because I think they said something about Kavanaugh in the beginning of the episode.
She was there randomly, and Mara was like really up there acting like a detective, and it was just very
basically
weird.
The last couple of cases.
Yeah, check back next week, and maybe next week's episode will be better.
Titled Cold
Hopefully.
as Ice.
You're as cold as us. You win. Sorry.
Check back next week for minor incidents.
The day before this.
The day before this.
It'll be there.
Tuesday.
It'll be there. You know.
It'll be up there at like 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
I put it up at 12:30 last night.
You did?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Oh my god.
I know.
Quick like a bunny.
That's what he said. And we saw her like a week after this was filmed.
Yeah.
She was wearing high heels, guys. What? They were huge heels too. What are you doing to yourself,
You're like
kid?
5'10".
What are you doing?
I only had to take it once.
It was about a man that we both took driver's ed with the first time, who may or may not teach at our high school. Still. I didn't like you. I'm not
I
gonna
hated
hate you. He failed me by 1 point though.